Your homework between now and our next lesson is get all the way out so that your first ball, instead of starting at 3 feet out, is going to start at where the number 6 ball was. So you got to pass 6 different steps.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right?
So
It gets harder and harder and harder. Pretty soon you're hitting much, much longer putts. So 6 times 3, 18 feet. That's where your first ball is going to start.
Gotcha.
All right, and then you'll work your way back from there.
Perfect.
If you think of homework or practice, something to do between now and our next lesson, you still have the putting aspect of it. I still want you to do that. When it comes to chipping, I want you to come out, I want you to pick 3 different holes, and I want you to have 3 different clubs.
Gotcha.
All right, so basically gives you, if you talk about having the ball back, your standard, or just a little bit forward, that's 3 different ball positions with 3 different clubs. Basically gives you 9 different options, right?
Gotcha.
So of those 9 different options, I want you to figure out which one is best to which scenario.
Gotcha.
And do them one at a time. If you need to pick different holes, you need to alter it, that's fine. But I want you to try to recreate on-course conditions, something that you can actually use. Try to avoid just getting a bucket of balls and hitting shot after shot to the same hole. That's fine if you're working on swing technique, or if you're working about not letting that club get sucked inside. But if we're trying to simulate what we're doing out there, I want you to pick different holes and mix it up, right? Try to visualize a shot going high, hit that shot. Pick a different hole, visualize it going low.
Gotcha.
Right, and transition from one to another. See that golf ball that's sitting in the sun?
Yeah.
I want you to land it on that golf ball. This is kind of where you need to take your practice session and really try to narrow your focus, right? Visualize the shot, take the level or the intensity of your focus during a practice session, and instead of just beating ball after ball, narrow it in on something really small. And that's where practice is going to come in, is figuring out how open your feet should be, how open the club is. But the technique behind opening the club face and increasing the bounce on the bottom of the club is pretty good. In between now and our next lesson, this is something that you can practice, right? Something that you can work on just to rehearse that first movement. And then as we get on the golf course, which will be the following lesson, I'd like to see less of this waggle, especially when it gets real loose, right? I'd like it to be a more deliberate movement. If it's a loose movement to keep you, to actually keep you loose, that's fine, right? A little waggle is no problem, but I'd like this kind of loose waggle to turn into a little bit more deliberate, shoulders first, hands, club all moving in the same spot. I'm gonna have you hit 3 shots.
Sure.
And I do this sometimes when I'm practicing. If you've got a tournament coming up, really want to start controlling my ball flight. I want you to try to start by hitting a draw, then hit one straight, then hit cut, go back to hitting it straight, right? So you're basically gonna alternate. Try to transfer the same thing we were working on, the hands, club, and your shoulders all move at the same speed. Nice, good putt. Well, I know you've been doing your ladder drills from our first lesson because your speed today has been pretty good. So keep that up.